Hello everyone, this is Whitney with my week 3 discussion forum post. The first question is, what has been most intriguing to you so far in this course? How does it apply to your life? I'd say the most intriguing thing to me has been about memory and the fact that it is not like a video recorder, and that it is learning memory is reconstructive, and that each time you remember something, you remember it a little bit different. My real life experience with that is kind of giving a new perspective to the way that I communicate with people, where, other times it may have been like, oh, you're lying. In reality, they just remember it differently. Or, I've accused people of their stories changing when in reality, maybe their memory is just changing. So I'm going to try and take that into consideration more in the future. Question 2, how has learning about biases and ethics helped you become a wiser consumer of information? I'm sorry. My Alexa is giving the dinosaur fact of the day, and it kind of threw me off. So I think of like confirmation bias and how we look for what we want to see when we're looking at information. So instead of looking for the info that supports what you already believe, stopping and asking myself, like, am I only listening to the things that I agree with or that I want to hear? And taking that into consideration when I'm forming an opinion or researching something or whatever. And then research ethics. Not all information is reliable because it's like published or shared online. If it hasn't gone through the proper channels, it hasn't been tested and rechecked and all those things, it is not a credible source. Which I feel like learned that through social media throughout my entire life, where it's like, just because you see something on social media doesn't mean it's a fact. And you learn to kind of double check those sources and make sure it comes from a reliable source. Question 3, sorry, my children are bickering in the background. Question 3, how does cognition, language, intelligence, info connect to your educational journey? I think for me, a big thing is realizing that education isn't one size fits all. It's, it differs person to person. Someone can be equally as intelligent, but in completely different ways. And everyone has different types of learning and different thinking styles, which really relates back to not only attending school, but also working in a school, realizing that, some kids may be frustrating and seem like they're not doing something. And I have this conversation with teachers a lot where I'm like, hey, a lot of kids, if they're hearing you, they're learning. There's other kids that if they're not eyes on you, fully engaged, they're not learning. And we have to take into consideration how they learn. If they need to be fidgeting or drawing to learn, let them do it. I'm that person who I need to be doing something in order to learn. And it helps me a lot with school in learning about, more like thinking back on memory, like learning the studying skills, learning memory strategies and things like that to help me be more successful in my own schooling has been beneficial. I feel like I'm kind of rambling on and all over the place because I'm very tired. But yeah, it just really kind of reinforces what I already knew, which is that students learn differently. I learn differently than someone else in this class might. And I also feel like that's something I really like about our video post for our discussion forums, is that you can really kind of see everyone's learning styles based on, for one, how they present the information, and also you can see their like train of thoughts a lot of the time, and I enjoy that. So that is all. Thank you guys. I hope you're having a wonderful week.